Indeed, it was a wide-ranging interview. Here we were just talking about the foreign policy comments that he made about North Korea. What struck you about that, about his willingness here to meet with the North Korean leader?
Thanks. We had a half an hour in the Oval Office with President Trump, and he knew exactly, as he told us what he told us, that he was making news. In fact, he said, "I'm breaking news, huh?" Look, the president has said that if it were appropriate, he would be willing to meet with the North Korean leader. And what this seems to be part of is his personal belief that his personal negotiating style, his personal relationships with world leaders can have an impact. In a sense, he likened it to his meeting upcoming later this week with Mahmoud Abbas, the head of the Palestinians, but acknowledged at the same time that he understood that was sort of a different calculus and a different sort of figure. But again, not saying that he's poised to do that immediately, but saying that it is certainly on the table as something that he has been thinking about. And if it were appropriate, he would do so. As you know, he also plans to meet with the leader of the Philippines, or has invited him to meet at the White House. Somewhere along that spectrum from Abbas to Kim Jong Un, I think we see a pattern where the president believes that things that have previously been out of bounds in terms of world leaders who may be controversial, giving them an audience, he seems to be thinking at least about upending those rules in the interests of seeing if he can personally affect a policy change.
Something that our viewers and clients no doubt care an awful lot about are the comments he made about the potential for breaking up the big banks. Can you talk a bit about the context in which he discussed that? Was it something he brought up or you brought up, and how fully fleshed out are his thoughts on that issue?
I did bring it up towards late in the interview because we spent so much time talking about taxes, healthcare, North Korea, but we thought it was important, Jen and I thought it was important to get this question on the record. He said, as we speak, right now, as I speak, this is something I'm in the middle of thinking about. So he gave us the sense that there's some sort of a decision or announcement imminent in terms of the handling of Wall Street, whether to break up big banks, and changes to Dodd-Frank, all at the same time, something he's thinking about now. I wish I could tell you much more, but he didn't show us a whole lot more than that on that question.
Margaret, on the gas tax, the president here considering raising the gas tax, he told you and Jennifer Jacobs. Did he offer any more on infrastructure spending generally? This was such a key component of his campaign platform. It's something that's sort of been put on the back burner here as there have been conversations about health care reform and tax reform. What did he say about infrastructure spending more broadly?
Yeah, that's certainly right. I mean, 2 points that I would flag for you. One is the interest from the business community themselves, not just truckers and the like, but actual businesses that require or rely on infrastructure and would like to see better infrastructure, both on that track and on the notion that this is an area where he believes he can compromise with Democrats. We begin to see the outlines of possibly his thinking on this gas tax question, which is like, hey, some of the businesses and transportation industries that might benefit are interested in this, and this isn't something that Democrats want. We see the contours of how he may try to negotiate with Republicans on this front. One real potential for bipartisan compromise and an otherwise decidedly not bipartisan start to this presidency.
Margaret, Talev.